getting on with all the big artists representing GBM Showcase is here. We got artists from all over on this stage tonight. Big up Mr. Groove.
Let me go now.
You ready? We ready? Right now, GBM Showcase, I would like to bring to the stage, representing the GBM family. He goes by the name of Sean Marshall.
Let's go. Put your hand in the air. Let me go. She come on to and cause I see that she's a walking machine. She come on to party. Put your hand in the air. And cause I see that she's a walking machine. She come on to party. Whoa, yo, 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 yo. I take the whoa, yo, yo, yo. Whoa, yo, 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 yo. Whoa, yo, yo, yo. I take the what? This guy won't get all over town. And she's singing up every tone. So it can't even take her wrong. What do you want? Say, all she looking for money. Now it's like this, so she took my number. Oh, you see? She comes up to me. And cause I see that she's a walking machine. She comes up to me. She's taking, she free. To be love you see. She not making no children. She don't know. What the hand will take ladies on the floor and in the studio. It's time for the Spanish Showcase, right? And in the air, sir. And in the air, sir. And in the air, sir. Everybody left to right, front to back. Say, all the shopping for money. Now we take the show, she took right on the road. She comes out to party. And then I know I see that she's a walking machine. She comes out to party. Hey, I'm where I dance. She walking dance. Oh, she walking hard. Oh, she walking hard. This is the GBM Showcase. My name is Sean Marshall. Somebody say yeah. He did just that. Introduce him. My good friend. He's from New York City. Somebody say, yo. Say, hey, GBM Nutron. Let me go.
I just want to join the line. Drink around the bar. Have a good time with my friends. Leave me let me live my life. I want to hold on to the line, turn up the upper. I just want to have some fun. This guy is all. She and me, this is so funny. She goes in a scene. Outdoors, everybody watching me. All the in-laws, I don't want no problems. Why you not leaving? If this thing is love, I really don't need it. I just want to join the line. Drink around in paradise. Have a good time with my friends. Live a in my life. I want to hold on to the lunch. Everybody, what's it doing? Let me go. One, two, this is somebody. Oh, we get this on the road. Watch out, she gets this on the road. Watch she gets this on the road. Give on, boy. Give on. Give on. No, this guy is for real. Oh no, she went to the audience street to explode. Why you wasn't problems? Girl, I'm not easy. Everybody watching inside my party. Say, I just want to join in. Drink around me. Have a good time. Leave my level. Who wasn't Trinidad Carnival for 2016? Give me a word! Give me a word! I'm bubbling, just so good. I'm bubbling, no trouble. I'm bubbling. I need to eat the shot. I'm bubbling, just so good. I'm bubbling, no trouble. I'm bubbling. I'm bubbling, just so good. I'm bubbling. Anybody drinking something inside? What you drinking? Put your cups up in the air. So get inside GBM show, we're inside Grace. Everybody go stop!
Excited about this show. I have in the studio with me special guest Mr. GBM Nutron in the building.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me.
You're very welcome.
So before I get into asking you 50 million questions, I like to play a game. You want to play a game with me?
Sure, no problem.
Okay, cool. It's called Free Your Mind. I just say one word and you tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Oh boy.
It's easy.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Sound.
Soca.
Yeah. Spiritual.
Sometimes.
Okay. Carnival.
Woman.
Bumba.
Bumper. Bentley.
Okay. Energy.
Plenty.
Yes. Neutron.
If I could put it in one word. Real.
Yes. So you are a producer, songwriter,
This is correct.
artist. How are you able to manage all that craft and still keep everything like lit and so good at doing it all?
I think I'd have to say that God. God gives me the energy every day
Yeah.
to get up and get up and devote my energy. He renews my energy every day. It gives me the opportunity to get up and put this renewed energy into what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
So I'm able to balance everything through God.
Okay.
If you want a more, how can I say, technical answer, no sleep. No sleep. Full pump all the time. And focus.
Well, I think to be good at what you're doing and when you have so much passion and love with what you do, the sleep you have to sacrifice, to get the work done.
There's always something. Life is a balance. There's always something
Yeah.
you have to sacrifice. And in my case, it's sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, true. So now what I like about your song mostly is the rhythm and the pace. For me, in my opinion, is very sexy because it's not so much of the jumping wave and drinking a rum. It's more like it for a woman aspect. It makes you wonder, like, where's the sexy man that I can just wind up on because of the rhythm and just the pace is. So, what makes you come away from that whole fast pace and jumping, waving, and to the more mellow and sexy
Well,
type of feel?
I guess they call it groovy soca. I'm that kind of guy. I'm laid back, somewhat. I like that smooth. I like that. It have a little pace, but it's smooth. It's melodic. It relatable. It not harsh on your ears, and of course, the vibe of it kind of it kind of gets deep because of the melodies. It's soulful in a sense, you know. So those are the things that attract me to my sound, as opposed to the more aggressive, fast-paced sound.
Okay. Is there any inspiration that makes you go in that direction, or it's just that's your natural, laid-back self?
Well, I think it's a little bit of me being naturally that way, as well as when I hear compliments like what you just gave me, and when I hear females explain how the sound and the songs make them feel, that motivates me to continue doing it the way
Well,
that it's been.
don't stop, because I like it. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the fast pace. I like the 6:30 and
You
the
like-
waving. Yeah,
I
but
like the wildness too.
yeah, I like the wildness too. But I want to hear some nice, groovy, sexy soca too.
Well, yeah, I'm there
Especially
for
when
that
I'm in a
balance.
party, I like the balance of the two. So now you wrote a lot of hits, like Scene, and it. Wait, let me go back, because I wrote a list. Yes, here we go. Okay, so we have like Bubbling,
Yes,
Come Over,
yes.
and Wind Up on You. Like, what we
Yes.
playing now. Like out of those songs, like what would you say? Well, like with Scene, I like Scene. What made you collaborate with Fan on that? But before you answer that, because I have to say, when I first heard Scene, I thought Scene was about how you winding up on these two girls and having a bacchanal time, and your woman didn't like it. But then I heard you say, but that's not what the song is about.
Of course, I have specific. The lyrics, they come from specific inspirations for me, but not to sound cliche, but it is a piece of art in a sense, and it's up for interpretation by the listener.
Yeah.
So different people take it in different ways. The original way that I meant it was like, we have a saying in the Caribbean where, like, you would hear older people saying all your business out in the road, because maybe you dress, you're in your mask costume, and mask costumes for females these days very how to say,
Skimpy.
they're very skimpy, they're very
skimpy.
tiny. So for me, I originally meant it like, you causing a scene is a double entendre. Like, look how everybody watching you.
Yeah.
You creating this big scene, because as you pass, everybody watching like, way, all your business outside.
Yeah.
But I think in trying to tell that meaning, some of the people latched on to some of the lyrics that kind of led to more of there being a bacchanal
agreement.
between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh gosh, girl, you causing a scene, how you causing all
yeah.
this trouble? Just let me live my life now. Man, I think that's the more popular interpretation of the song. And I kind of, ended up playing into that a little bit too. So enters Fayan,
Yeah.
being somebody who very much has a voice in the soca industry, and she's known for using that voice
Yes.
from time to time and causing a few scenes. I
Yes.
think when the idea was brought to me for her to be on the remix, I gravitated to it immediately, because her being a lyricist as well, she was able to kind of follow along with the popular interpretation of the song and deliver. So that is the basis of where the collaboration came from, and it worked out perfect. So,
But I think even with her, even if she went with the original interpretation, it kind of fit for her. Because I remember Fan early on, before she married Bungie, where she would perform on stage and she would have the skimpy,
mask costume and-
mask costume. So either way, it still worked.
and she's very fit.
Yes,
She's a workout
Yes.
junkie. So yeah.
I love those abs. So Fan, if you listening, I'm in Trinidad. We gotta work out in the gym, 'cause I don't know what her regimen is.
No, she's
But
very
yeah.
strict and disciplined with that. So big up to Fayan and the whole Viking family.
Yes.
Galen, big up yourself.
Yeah.
Galen business not out on the road. So
Not so much
See.
these days, as far as that, but
yeah.
I really like the collaboration between you guys.
It was a really fun experience as well, because obviously I got the opportunity, of getting to get into studio with her while she voiced the tune, and it was really a fun experience being around experienced artists. Fiona has a lot of years in the business. Watching her execute, and just watching her whole approach on the remix and stuff brought a really good vibe, for the carnival season.
So now with Scene being so big, when you first sat down and did Scene, did you think that it was going to be this big?
I mean, to be honest, I don't want to sound arrogant, but you can ask Shal, like, every day when I do something, I FaceTime him. I don't care what he's doing. I don't care what country he's in. I'm calling him. I'm like, Shal, this one is it. This is it. we this is our first M. We always make that joke, and so I always have high hopes for every song that I do because the truth is, the process is a very enjoyable process for me. It's a very passionate process. So I kind of go into it and come out of the creative process being very positive and feeling like every song is gonna, be that hit that I want it to be.
Yeah. And
So I
think
definitely
you have
felt
to
the
have
same
that
way with C.
positive attitude with everything that you do.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it's difficult to be positive like that sometimes because you share the product with somebody and maybe you don't get the response or the reaction that you want, and that could sometimes dampen
Yeah.
your belief in the product. But
You start to doubt yourself.
yeah, I don't really go through that anymore because I think I've grown to a point of realness where I just feel really humble and comfortable to be able to create and to be fresh and new every time. So there's great satisfaction in being able to do that.
Well, you've been doing this for quite some time. You started at 19
Yeah.
as an artist, and a lot of people don't know that.
You know
Of
history.
course, of course.
You do homework.
I do homework too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think at this point, plus you got so much hit under your belt, and so many artists that you work, Ravi B, Shao,
Destra,
yes,
Marshall, Lyrical, Cass.
yeah. And then being part of Marshall band at such a young age, I see Marshall as very disciplined.
Yes, work ethic is off the charts.
Yeah. So to work under him, it kind of, as an artist, it kind of train you to
Of
be
course.
disciplined. So now, leaving that and then branching out on your own, you were already kind of disciplined.
I was groomed into. I must admit that I was groomed into a very rigorous and sturdy kind of work ethic from the time I stepped into the soca industry. It was like I was thrown into a system that is very disciplined and focused. So, I'm one of the few people that's blessed with that experience right off the bat.
Yeah.
And it definitely contributes a lot to how I approach projects now,
Okay. So now, starting out as an artist in the band.
I wasn't really an artist in the band.
Okay.
I was a member of the
As
band
a
as
member.
I was a member of the band as the band programmer.
Okay.
Which I would be flying samples and playing background vocals and stuff. Kind of like what the guy with the laptop does now.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's what I was initially a member of the HD band for.
Okay.
Then I went into writing and producing a little more and came right around to being an artist again.
Okay.
Because before the band, my artist days really started alongside my older brother Kevin Carter. And we were kind of singing songs together, that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's where it really
So
started.
that was the J. Carter and a Cupid
Oh,
horse.
Lord.
You got.
Oh, Lord.
That, when I heard the name Cupid horse,
Yeah.
so I would assume that was your brother's name.
It was.
Where you get
I
that?
don't look like a Cupid.
No.
Well, he's really, he's the pretty boy, curly hair,
Okay.
tall, slim. So yeah, he's Cupid.
So that's a Cupid. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't understand that. I couldn't understand that.
A phase. We all go through phases.
Well, yeah, when we're young, we do. We go through our little phases.
Yeah.
So when you started out as a band member at 19, did you know then you wanted to produce music?
Actually, the band was an opportunity for me to be closer to the artists that the band was featuring, like Patrice Roberts at the time, Zan, Farmer Nappy, Benjai, and Umi Makano. They
Yeah.
were all a part of the
remember
HD
that.
family. So I actually got into that situation as a producer writer. And the band was an opportunity for me to kind of gain experience as well as be close to the artists as they go on tour. So that's how that transaction really developed.
Okay.
That was the purpose behind it. So after soaking up those years of band life and stuff like that, basically coming off of the road, I just kind of devoted my time into studio and devoted all the experience that I had gained into studio, and that is where the production company GBM, with GB and myself, really took off.
Nice, nice, nice. So I know that's from day one with GBM. I know that's been a crazy road for you. Exciting road. Tell me a little bit about that.
I think the the greatest part of the whole GBM production company for me is being able to build something from zero,
Yeah.
and being able to watch it grow, and you know, enjoy some of the perks of that. You know, the network, being able to work with a lot of artists that I looked up to, that I always wanted to work with, being able to, put artists on the map,
Yes.
being able to again build something from zero. And I think definitely out of the GBM situation, there's some of the relationships that I have now still that have, it's because of the GBM production situation that I even have these relationships. Like, for example, the lasting working relationship that I have with Shal,
Yeah.
who's now like family. He's a brethren, close like that
Yeah.
now because of that now. So definitely the production company has helped a big deal.
Now, how did that start with you and Shal? Because Shal was doing radio.
Yeah, he still is. He's still very much involved in radio.
With 96.1
Yes,
in Trinidad.
yes.
Big up the 96.1
Yeah.
family. Yes.
He Shal and myself, like, we started working when GBM did a rhythm called Flagship Rhythm, which was basically our first premiere rhythm, and it only featured Shal and at the time Super Jigger TC, who's now
Yes.
Jaiga.
Yeah.
I don't know. Since then, we've been able to do so much experimentation with Shal and his style, his voice. We've been able to be a part of his growth as well. So I guess through that whole process, the relationship, the bond just kind of kept getting better and better and stronger and stronger. And to this day, we still working together, which is a blessing because, if you know Shal, he's energetic, jovial. He's
Yes.
that hype up there guy. So for me, being laid back and mellow, we're somewhat opposite, but the combination works. Whether
When they
we're
say
working on a
opposite
single for
attract,
him,
yeah.
or whether we're doing something where I'm concerned. I mean,
Yeah.
Shal has gone so far as to invite me up on stage with him many a time. So the relationship like that.
Good, good.
Yeah.
And you said his energy is up and you're more laid back. I think the two styles is perfect together because you don't want two people up there on stage that's laid back and
Yeah.
mellow. I think it's good to have one that's hype,
Yeah.
another one that's laid back. Creates a balance.
Of course.
So the collaboration is good. I want to see y'all continue to do more work together.
Of course.
Maybe we could get Shal on the show next time. He's in New York.
Whenever he in New York, I'm gonna make sure I'm bringing him. He
Yeah.
here, but
I know.
he's playing a supporting role today.
That's fine, so you need that. So I want to thank you guys. Well, I can't say you guys because Charlotte's playing a supportive role in the back. But I want to thank you for coming on the show. It's definitely a pleasure.
I think the pleasure has been all mine. I'd definitely like to thank you and the team for taking an interest in our culture
Of course.
and for reaching out to me and inviting me to be here. Hopefully, people will see this and they will gain a little bit more insight
Yeah.
as to, what I do and who I'm affiliated with.
You don't feel that they have that already? Or
I
it should
never
always
assume.
grow.
Yes.
It will always grow.
For me,
Yeah.
I am on a mission and I'm not there yet. So
Okay.
I'm always very mindful of where I'm at in comparison to my goals.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of people, they say, well, yo, you did so well this year and, there's this stigmatism of a soca artist having a hit this year and then next year they just fall off the map.
True.
I try to remain very humble about what recognition I have and what people know, because I think that there's so much more. And even when all has been revealed, I'm still growing and there will always be more. So I'm kind of more into the idea of getting people to come on a journey with me rather than recognize where I'm at.
True.
You know?
And I'm definitely on that journey. We definitely on that journey with you.
Thank you
and
again.
Helping
Thank you
to
again.
expose the culture, to the world. And that was one of the reasons why I decided, a show like this needs to happen.
Yes, I agree.
So thank you again so much for coming.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate it.